What's up, everybody? You're very, very welcome along to tonight's stream. This will be the last stream before Anfield agenda head off stateside. We won't be streaming tomorrow because, day before you go, leaving early in the morning, loads of shit to get through. So look, tonight, let's have a look at the Newcastle game. We'll do our preview. You can see my predicted 11. We'll go through score predictions. We'll get your thoughts. There's stuff about Sadio Mane. There's a shitload of stuff to go through tonight, ladies and gents. How the hell are we? I hope we're all well. I am chilled back, relaxing in this beautiful motherfucker. Look at it. Isn't she magnificent, this chair? Just sit back, relax. Look how I look tiny in it. Big me looks tiny in this little chair. It is class. How are we? Thank you so much to everybody saying happy B-Day. Thank you very much. This throne is going to be fair. This throne business is going to be far. It is. It's, well, mate, no. The throne business isn't going to be far. Read the hat. The hat says birthday king. That's why the hat's on, mate. It's not to do with the throne. I'm not sitting here with a fucking scepter. Do you know what I mean? Right, how are we anyway? Thank you so much to everybody. I don't like birthdays because I get older, and I don't like getting older. I feel like I should be immortal. I want to be immortal, but unfortunately, like everybody, I'm getting older. Pushing towards 40 now, ladies and gents. 38 years of age. It's yeah, I don't really give a shit about birthdays, to be fair. I'm more looking forward to a trip over to Florida. It is a Burger King hat, yeah, it is. I mean, that's the level I'm working on here. That's the shoestring budget that Crosby gives me to work with. He's at home eating foie gras and, living the high life, drinking Dom Perignon. I'm sitting here in Burger King hats. Do you know what I mean? There's levels to this game. Thank you, and thank you. Thank you to Brian, thank you to Labs Gamer, everybody saying happy birthday. You're too kind, I really appreciate it. Look, ladies and gents, we've loads to get through. As I said, this will be the Newcastle prediction stream as well. So, our preview stream, I should say. Prediction preview, it's all the same thing. How's my birthday been, asked Nathan? It's been very good, thank you, mate. Very good, very quiet, just the way I like it. Yeah, I'm getting old and I'm boring, mate. So yeah, I like these quiet days. Craig, there can only be one meet and greet outside with your sword. Yeah, I'm thinking of bestowing my own kind of knighthoods onto people at this point. That's a good idea. Fair play, happily eggs. I think that's the right thing. Maybe I should get myself one that, actually, I'm sure my son has a little toy sword. Maybe I can start bestowing. I mean, fuck all this moderator nonsense. It's knighthoods from here on in. Anfield agenda knighthoods. That's the way forward. And just in case anybody wonders, yes, I am going to wear this crown for the entire stream because why not? It's a bit of fun. It's the last one before we head off to Florida, as I said. I cannot keep up with all the wonderful comments saying happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you all so much. You're too good to me. John Cable said, did Dijk Chav get back to you after? They fucking did, They absolutely did. So for those of you who don't know, we've been playing a little game of let's see if we can get Craig's favourite brands to follow him on Twitter. And Kios have followed us on Twitter, and Kios are actually sending a little care package to my house, God bless them. And Diet Coke, we did it today eventually. So we made a little Diet Coke clip last night, as you remember. Connor clipped it up, we put it up, maybe it was the night before last night. Yeah, it was the night before last night. Connor clipped it up, we put it up, and Diet Coke responded. They followed Anfield Agenda's account on Twitter, and they said that they were speechless. I'm imagining they were speechless because of the majestic tone of my voice from those beautiful singing words. They were probably speechless because they can't believe anybody sounded that bad and put it out publicly. But you know what? This channel has always been about taking the piss and having a bit of fun. So yes, Diet Coke did actually reach out and followed us. So that is a massive W. That is probably the best birthday present I could have got. We love you, beautiful bald man. Thank you, Caden. Thank you so much. When's Allison back? I do have some news on that, actually. If you want me to start with that, you guys are in charge. Let me just grab my notes here and read through. So, where are my notes? So, John Achterberg, Liverpool goalkeeping coach, as we know, he has been talking a little bit about Alisson Becker and giving a fitness update on Liverpool's first choice keeper. He said, Ali has been working hard with Dave in the gym a lot to improve his strength and try and keep his fitness levels up. In the last few days, he's been out on the pitch to do some catching and footworks, as well as small passing drills. He's made steady progress, but it's difficult to say how long it will take and how quickly it'll progress. It needs time. We cannot look too far ahead, so we're taking each day as it comes, see how he feels, and then we'll make progress from that. So look, I don't know what you want to take from that. It doesn't really give us any definitive answers. That what it does let us know is there hasn't been any setbacks so far, which is good news. Alisson Becker is stepping up his recovery, starting to do some training now. For me, that's good news. I'm not expecting him to be back for the Newcastle game. I got to be honest. I'm not even expecting him back for the Napoli game. It could be the game after that we might see him. But as things stand, good news on Alisson Becker. He is working his way back. I'm not sure if you guys might have seen this, but did you see Caoimhín Kelleher? Young Irish goalkeeper, obviously, as you know, Liverpool, one of the understudies. Did you see his footwork in the Irish game against Sweden? Oh, it was like looking at Alisson. It really was. It was unbelievable stuff. So, a lot of clips of Caoimhín Kelleher doing the rounds. And I'm glad he had that moment because I've been singing the virtues of Caoimhín Kelleher for quite a while. And while he does have a long way to go, he is a promising young goalkeeper. Brian Kelly said, Justin, Jesus Craig, I knew you'd get to the top. Yes, His Royal Highness is now as shall be known. John Cable said, glad they followed you. Now they just need to send you some freebies. Honestly, don't care about the freebies and stuff. The goal was just to try and see if we could get Diet Coke to give us a follow for the laugh. There's only one more big gun left. You know who we're talking about, ladies and gents. There's one more big fish that we're going after to see if we can get them to give us a follow. It will be the hardest one of all. I'm going to go after Adidas. I'm going to do it. I'm going to see if I can get Adidas, even Adidas UK or Adidas Ireland, one of them, to follow the Anfield Agenda account. Just for the laugh. Why not? Right, what else we want to talk about tonight, ladies and gents? I've got my notes, but this is your show as always. Again, a reminder that I won't be here from now until, I don't know. We'll be doing some live stuff from Florida, but there won't be any late night agendas tonight or tomorrow because we're off to Florida early Friday morning. Will Caoimhín Kelleher play in the EFL Cup? Asked Nathan Wright. I don't know, but I hope so. Yeah, I really do hope so, mate. I'm finding it very hard to be serious sitting here with this thing on my head, but I promised myself I'd wear it for the entire stream, so fuck it, I'm going to do it. You should try the FIFA 20 demo, said Big Man Steve. I might do, mate. Callum said Craig 11 plus tomorrow and I'm very scared. Don't be, mate. Don't be at all worried about it. It's an exam. It doesn't really mean anything in the grand scheme of things, mate. It doesn't take into account who you are as a person, how kind you are, how wonderful I'm sure you are. Don't worry about it, mate. It's the first of many throughout your lifetime and they will not define you as a human being, Callum. So don't worry about it, mate. Just give it your best shot. That's all you can do. Nabil Fekir, Casper wants to talk about. Right, no problem. P.S. Craig, the chair is blinding. Thank you very much. I'll be playing around with the colour of the camera today, trying to give the chair the credit it deserves, because last night it was a bit dull and that was my fault because of the setup. Right, what have we got? Nope, don't turn your yoke. Right, let me see. Nabil Fekir, right. So, as you guys know, there was what happened around Nabil Fekir. For many months, we were wondering what the fuck had gone on. Now, there's been two sides of this come out in the last few days. So, there's been a few stories come out regarding exactly why Nabil Fekir didn't sign for Liverpool. First up, I'm going to give you the Nabil Fekir version of events. So, the player was talking to L'Equipe and he said there was an incredible amount of lies told about it. Everything that has been said about my family in particular, it hurts them as it hurt me. You want the truth? Even I don't know it, I assure you. I did my medical examination and behind, they decided not to sign me. At one point they wanted me to believe it was the knee, but then it was excuses and medical tests were passed at Clairefontaine, which is where the French were training, were very clear. What irritated me was they were trying to advance this pseudo-physical problem. It ruled out chances with other clubs that were potentially interested, while there are other players who have experienced the same injury and did not prevent them from returning to normal trajectory. Now there's a couple of things about that from Fekir that pissed me off as a Liverpool fan. Firstly, just because if Liverpool say that his knee was the problem and if that wasn't the reason he was signed, the fact that he's trying to blame that causing other clubs not to come in for him is absolute horseshit. Every club, like we've had instances before of players who Liverpool haven't signed, haven't passed Liverpool's medicals, and have gone on to sign for other clubs and done okay. So the fact that Nabil Fekir seems to be blaming the fact on Liverpool putting it out there maybe that it was his knee stopped him from getting a move to a big club, quite frankly, I think that's bullshit. If he and his agent said there's nothing wrong with the knee, of course the club would say, well, do you know what, let's come have a medical then, let's come and have a look and see how your knee is, and we'll decide for ourselves. The fact is nobody went in from that we know of. Now there's a little bit more to this. His agent has had his say on it, or his former agent, and I find this very intriguing. So let me just scroll back down through my notes here a little bit further. Right, so his former agent, Jean-Pierre Bernet, has had a very different view on it. He said he has to stop this show and stop taking people for fools. Everybody knows what's happened. The transfer to Liverpool has turned around for two reasons. The first is his knee, coming from his former fucking agent, said it is his knee, even though the English club leaders were willing to make an effort on this. So he said that even with Nabil Fekir's knee, Liverpool were still willing to try and do something to get that deal done. The second is this appearance of a foreign pseudo-representative who asked for the negotiations to be resumed from the beginning at the moment of signing. There you go. His former agent, and that's kind of who I believe in here, because he has no vested interest anymore. So he's come out and said that firstly, the knee was a massive issue, but Liverpool were seemingly willing to do something or work with that or look at it in a different way. But then there was some other person that came in pretending to be his agent or acting as a pseudo agent, and that kind of made the whole deal murky, and thus it fell apart. Now, it's up to you. Whatever you think, I'll leave to you. I would side with the agent or the former agent on this one. And Nabil Fekir now has a move. He's playing Real Betis. Let's see how he gets on there. Let's see if he makes Liverpool look foolish for not signing him. Blue, thank you so much. Thanks for wearing the hat and the grey chair. This is a top channel. Thank you very much, Blue. And thank you so much for the super chat. That's really kind of you. Wow, £10 as well. Thank you. That's one of the bigger ones that we've had on the channel. Thank you so much. Fekir's just pissed off because he went to a worse club, said Barca. Like Remy, that's a really good example, gaming guy. I was trying to think back through, and I think there's been more, you know. There was Like Remy, and I think there was another one. Was it Like Remy? We tried to say there was an issue with his heart or something like that, or it came out that maybe it was a heart issue. Stephen Booker said they found a potential heart problem with Like Remy. There you go. Jeremiah said, there's been any new Liverpool news over the international break? It's been dead as a gooner. Not really much news, mate, but no news is usually good news over the international break, isn't it? Because it means none of your players are coming back injured. What's a pseudo-representative? So, a fake. Somebody trying to muscle their way in. Somebody acting like as a... How do I explain pseudo? What's the definition of pseudo? I might as well just get you the actual definition of it, because me trying to explain it is probably not the best way to do this, because as I've said before, I usually have to explain things by cursing. So right, let's see what pseudo means. Bogus, sham, there you go, that type of thing. Informal, so somebody who's insincere, basically somebody who's taking the piss, somebody who's pretending to be his agent. It was a heart issue, said Lux, with regards to Loic Remy. Who do I think will score against Newcastle? We'll get to that, mate. Don't worry. I'll do a full Newcastle prediction as well before the stream's out. Happy birthday. Thank you very much. Really kind of you. What's up, Craig? You look like a true king today. It's my birthday, Shay. So my wife got me a Burger King hat, and instead of Burger King, scribbled it out and wrote the word birthday king on it. So, I mean, I have to respect her sense of humour on that one. Stephen Booker said false. What's false, mate? As in pseudonym. Oh, that's what you mean. Sorry. Yes. Excuse me. I thought you were saying something I said was false. The fact that he went to Betis is all that we need to know, said Brian Morrissey. Exactly. Nabil Fekir, now this is just my take on it, seems a little bit bitter. A little bit bitter that even though it didn't work out at Liverpool, no top club came in for him. If I was him, I probably would have fucking stayed at Lyon, to be quite honest with you. At least you're going to get Champions League football at that point. Where is the cake? I'm on a diet, gaming guy. There was a cake, but I didn't even eat any of my own birthday cake, so there you go. Trying to take this diet seriously. Will I be doing a watch along with the Newcastle game? No, Jersey boy, mate. I've explained this a few times. We'll be in Florida, and the Newcastle game in Florida time will be at about 7:30, and we only arrive into our accommodation at about 1 a.m, 1:30 a.m, mate. So there's no way that we'll be able to. Plus, I'm not sure of our internet connection as well. So sorry about that. There won't be a watch along of that, and there won't be a watch along of the Napoli game. But after that, we'll be back to normal. We will be putting out content and making content around those games, so don't you worry about that one. Would I be 21? Just about 21, mate. Just a little bit over it. And do I think Newcastle will go down? I hope not. I really, really hope not. Thank you very much, Curse Footy, and to everyone saying happy birthday. You guys are so kind. Thank you. Can I show us a picture of the cake? It was nothing special, mate. It was, do you know what I mean? Yeah, it was not. It was nothing. It wasn't a. Didn't go to a bakery and get a fancy cake done up. But I'm somebody who doesn't. I'm not a fussy person when it comes to birthdays and stuff like that. I'm somebody. I was gonna say a phrase there that would have came back to bite me if I had have said it. But I'm somebody who rather is to give people presents and stuff than receive them. If you get where I'm coming from. Did I have a Diet Coke cake? No, but do you know what I mean, Jeremiah? That would be a nice cake, wouldn't it? An old Diet Coke and Craig cake. Brian Kelly, thank you very much. Subscribed since January 2019. You've doubled subs now. It's been mad, mate. The growth has been crazy. We keep doubling and we're just very grateful. My day's been very good, thank you, Kyle, mate. Right, so have to ask you this, Craig. I saw your post on Twitter. When you clicked on the original tweet, it was removed. What happened between Jonathan Walters and Roy Keane? Yeah, I don't know who removed that. I think that video was a Joe.ie video or a Joe.co.uk video, so it wasn't me that removed it. And basically, John Walters came out and said that he put it up to Keane on a couple of occasions, and Keane basically threatened him. And by threaten him, I mean threaten him with the police and threaten him with legal action, and then fined him 2 weeks' wages and stuff when he was at Sunderland. I think it was Sunderland. So yeah, basically Jonathan Walters was calling Keane a pussy and saying that as much as Roy Keane's coming out talking about him, he fronted up to Keane on a couple of occasions and Keane didn't want to know. And to be quite honest with you, I think John Walters would kick fuck out of Roy Keane, if I'm being honest about it. What was there? Connor, whilst you're in the chat, buddy, have we got a link below into the Instagram account for Serendipity Furniture, which is the wonderful company that made this chair for us? Again, lots of love to Paul and Beth, and there will be a link below because a lot of people have been asking, 1, where did you get the chair? 2, how much the chair is. And if you go over and contact Serendipity Furniture on Instagram, Paul and Beth will give you all the information you need to know. There's a 10-year structural guarantee on the chairs. There's a 2-year guarantee on the leather. There's a big discount for mentioning Anfield Agenda if you go to them as well. So any information like that, Connor will put in the stream description below a link to their Instagram account. You can go over there, contact Paul and Beth. They also have a Facebook account and a Twitter account, but the guys suggested to put the Instagram account in because I think that's the one that you can see most of their stuff on. They've made a chair for Jesse Lingard. They're making a chair at the moment for a Playboy bunny. I think it's the September Playboy bunny. So again, you can see they're working with quality people. I mean, do you know what I mean? They're working with quality people. Ipswich Greg, thank you. Keane's a scumbag, but everything he said about Ferguson is true. They're very similar, said Jeremiah. Look, the stuff about Ferguson I've no issue about with Keane, but I still haven't seen the video where Keane speaks about Jonathan Walters after somebody passing away in his family, basically not having the mental strength to play or something along those lines. And that for me is scumbag behaviour of the highest order. Even though I haven't seen the video, I get the gist of what people have been saying to me. And it just shows a lack of empathy, quite frankly. John Hamilton has put in the Twitter account for Serendipity Furniture. Thank you very much, John. The Facebook account's got in there as well. And the Instagram. John, you were a superstar, mate. Thank you so much. Connor's put the link in there as well on the Instagram in the chat. If anybody wants to click on it, go have a look. Contact Paul or Beth. Bassett said Salah links to Real Madrid for £210 million. Right, well, let me just really quickly address that. Firstly, I know, can I say almost for a fact, but Real Madrid have let it be known very publicly that their number one priority for next season will be to go and get Kylian Mbappe from Paris Saint-Germain. So that's where all their money will be going. They won't have 210 million, mate, to come after Mohamed Salah. It's just more bullshit links, I'm afraid. Casper wants to know about Fabian Ruiz, who has been linked to Liverpool in the media in the last day or so. I'm always very sceptical of links of any player in or out of our club when we're about to play said club in the Champions League. As an example, every time we went to play Barcelona, there were suddenly links with our players moving to Barcelona, Firmino to Barcelona, or Sadio Mane to Barcelona. Now when we're coming to play Napoli, the media games are that, oh, Liverpool are interested in Fabian Ruiz and yada, yada, yada. I never bother listening to them, especially when it's about a team that we're playing in the Champions League. Very good player. Whether we've an interest in or not, I don't know, Casper, mate. I think we're just going to have to wait and see when the next window rolls around. Gamer guy, happy birthday, Craig. I don't know if you remember the other day when I told you I had to perform in front of 20 people and you got an A. Of course I remember. We have it clipped up as a clip, mate. Yes, I do remember. I remember exactly what I said to you. I said, firstly, don't worry about it. I said, act as if. And I told you about what I do as an act as if. Go out there, act as if you belong in the room. Act as if you've got a 12-inch. Act as if you are full of confidence. And I said to you, you're playing in front of 20 people this time. I've no doubt that you'll nail it. You'll go on to play in front of 200 people, 2,000 people. And then you'll go to play in front of 20,000 people. And you'll send Connor and me VIP tickets to go and see you. I absolutely do remember, mate. And I'm so glad it went well. I'm so happy for you, mate. Nothing but love. And you got an A. So you're obviously damn good at what you do, buddy. So congratulations. And I'm genuinely delighted for you. How's Football Index, said James Kirkman. I haven't checked it in the last day or two, if I'm being honest, mate, because I've been really busy. But thank you for bringing it up. As we do say, we are working with Football Index this season, so if anybody wants to sign up to Football Index, again, there's a link in the description below. If you use that link to sign up, you will be helping out the channel. You need to deposit £10. It's 18 plus UK and Irish residents only. And when the fun stops, begambleaware.org is there. But it is quite fun, I have to say. I really enjoy it. I've got quite a big portfolio. For anyone that doesn't know what Football Index is, it's basically a stock market for footballers. So you go and you buy shares in footballers. And like the real stock market, those shares can go up and down. And Connor's been rather smug over the past couple of days because he had a day or two where it went down a little bit, but it's starting to peak back up now. And he sent me some messages. Should I say bragging? Is it alright to say bragging? I think bragging's fair. But he's making a few quid, which is good to see. And I've always said, whether it be people betting or whatever it is, I love to hear people taking some money and making a few quid. So, again, if it is for you, if you are going to sign up anyway, please do use the link in the description below. But look, I'm not going to keep you talking about that. Let's move on. Rabadan, thank you very much, mate, for the super chat. Said, happy birthday, nice crown, and you'll never walk alone. Does this mean, Connor, that I get to keep these super chats today? Are these like my super chats rather than our super chats because it's my birthday and I can be greedy on my birthday? What do you think? I think we should put this to a vote. Any super chats today should be mine, shouldn't they? I shouldn't have to share them with Mr. Crosby. I'll buy him a can of Diet Coke. How's that? And in a small can. Like, I'm not going mad and buying him a big one or anything. What do I think of The Athletic? Do you know what, Jeremiah? Honestly, they've got a really good calibre of journalists on there. I think Raphael Honigstein writes for them. I think Rafa's doing a monthly segment for them as well. Obviously, Jimmy Pearce is on there. I haven't got a subscription to The Athletic, so I'm probably not someone that can give you a good opinion on it. But with the calibre of people that they have writing for them, I imagine it's very good. I imagine it's top quality stuff. Lars said, with Keita's injury problems at LFC, I would sign FEKIR when he was here for the medical tests and all. I hope he and Keita will get us that extra creativity up front. I don't think that move's ever going to materialise to FEKIR now, especially after what's after coming out like that. I just think the club will stay clear. Craig about to be done, Craig, said Gamer Guy. I like it. Is the audio okay, by the way? Because again, I told you guys I had to work with a different table. I've changed the table, so I've also had to change the microphone position. So I just want to make sure that the microphone's okay with everybody. Let me see, actually. Let me try this live on the stream. Can I bring that down? And then will that turn up? Will that turn to there? And there? And then to there? Maybe to that? Maybe up a little bit. What do we think? Is that okay? Is the audio better? Or should I move it away? Or what do we think? Too close now? Better beforehand? Let me know what you think, because I can move it in, I can move it out. Sounds bang on, don't mess with it. Grand. I'll put it back then. Do you know what? I'll put it back because I like it out of my way. So let me see. That's still in shot. So there. Is that okay? Good. Too close. There you go. Is that okay then? We're back to where it was beforehand. That should be fine. Better before. Happy? Nice. Cool. Cheers. Right, what else we got to talk about tonight, ladies and gents? I have actually got a shit ton of notes done out. Okay. Oh, yes. So I did say to you guys before, I know you guys listen to me rambling on about Kios a lot and a lot and a lot. I actually got in contact with them and I asked Kios, I said, look, there's people on our channel that wonder where they can buy Kios. And they were kind enough to send me a list of countries where they currently sell them. So, for those of you that ever want to try this amazing brand of crisps, they are in sale in the USA, United Arab Emirates, France, Germany, Switzerland, Denmark, they're in the UK, Singapore, Bahrain, China, Taiwan, Australia, Georgia, Greece and Russia. So there you go. Kios are available in quite a lot of fucking places actually. So if you're in any of those countries, and I think it's one coast of America if I remember correctly, but don't ask me which one. What's this? Lewis Kelly said, hi Craig, found you in the City versus Leicester and I've loved ever since. Happy birthday, big man. Thank you, Lewis. You're very, very kind, mate. Gaming Guy said, Matip contract being extended by 12 months. Where's this coming out of? I'm not surprised if it is the case because he deserves it. And we spoke about this before. The man's been absolutely class. Taiwan is a bit of a trek for a packet of crisps. It is, but I don't think anyone's expecting you to make the trek just to find those crisps. What's my birthday wish? For Liverpool to win the league, mate. It's got to be that, hasn't it, Seahog? It's got to be. Craig, can't find Kios in the UK. I know that they definitely do sell them, mate, because I've had people show me pictures of them in Tesco, and I think somebody else said they seen them in Sainsbury at one point as well. Again, like anything else, it mightn't be available in every part of the UK. Heard back from Diet Coke. Yes, Jack, I have. They interacted. They followed us back on Twitter, and they seen the video of me doing this. I don't want you to do that video, and they said, Craig, we're speechless. I don't know if they meant a good thing or a bad thing, but they followed us, which is great. So again, nothing but love for Diet Coke. Do you get them in Scotland? I'd imagine so. Scotty, UK, yes, I would imagine so. Bassett said, seen an article saying New Balance might try to match Nike's kid offer. I hope they match it. Well, they do have, or they're believed to have, that compete clause in the contract, Bassett, which means if New Balance match whatever any other company are willing to pay Liverpool to become the kit manufacturer, then they get the gig. I think that's the way it is. Christopher said Kios are nice, but at £1 a bag they would have needed to be nice. They're €2.69 for the bags that I buy over here, mate. The 120 or 125 gram bags. They also sell six packs, multi packs, and various other flavors. Curtis Dalton said your birthday is 17 days before mine. September again, you'll never walk alone. Would you believe, mate, I actually have an auntie that has the same birthday as me. Obviously I know it's my birthday today and I know I should be celebrating and stuff, but I always do like to take a moment to just let any American viewers know that we're all thinking of you today, September the 11th or 9/11, as you guys know. It is obviously a day that always will be somber for the world. So nothing but love to any American viewers watching, anyone who lost any family members, or anyone who had anybody in any way attached to what happened on 9/11. Our thoughts are with you. We love you, and just know that I'm always very conscious of that when I'm celebrating my birthday and stuff, because you know it has a happy meaning for me today, obviously, but I am also aware of what else is going on around the world today. Lone Wolf said, hey Craig, I'm in late, any news? No mate, but again, thank you for your email and I did get back to you. Someday we'll get our ass over there, mate. I mean, it will be amazing. That balcony sounds big, sounds like there's a lot of space there, so you can fit me and Connor. Please New Balance, said Joanne. I wouldn't mind New Balance at all. Joanne, let me just fix my shirt, it's annoying me. Sorry. Yeah, I wouldn't mind New Balance at all. I have to say I've loved New Balance products so far. Ever heard of the birthday paradox? Nope. No, never heard of it, mate. Happy birthday, Lord Craig the First at LFC 1892. Thank you, mate. All the best for your new cycle around the sun. I like that. I like the way you've worded that, Lone Wolf. Pat Moynihan's yes, 18th year anniversary of 9/11. It's hard to believe. I know. Where has the time gone? Like, I mean, where have those 18 years gone? I'll never forget that day, obviously for varying reasons, but like when 9/11 happened, I was my father was buying me a television. I just moved out of my family home into my first apartment with my missus, and my dad was buying me a TV for my birthday to put in the new apartment that we'd rented. So and we were in this television showroom, and 9/11 was just happening as we were in the shop. And as you can imagine, when you're in this type of a store, there's just televisions everywhere, wall to wall, and it was all what was going on at 9/11. And I'll never forget that feeling of dread that I felt in that circumstance. It was it's indescribable. I don't even know what to say. I can't use words to sum up what I felt on that day and what everybody around the world felt on that day. Yeah, everybody was with, and it still stands with, America on that. Whatever we think of other divisive issues about Donald Trump or whatever, today, look, nothing but love. We're with you. What's this, Craig? I saw there's a clause Matip's contract to get another year, same as VVD, which is brilliant, Scotty, and I'm sure they will extend that contract. Brewster moves from 60s to 62 in FIFA 20. He tweeted he'll get up next time to 85. I did see that. I did say, he said, you best believe that shooting will be at 85 next year. Love it. Cormac Cronin, thank you very much, sir. What else have we got? Is Alisson back yet? No, yeah, sir. We spoke about it earlier on. He is back. John Achterberg said that he's been working on the training ground. He's been doing some catching and some footwork. A few little passing drills, but he's made progress, but he isn't quite there just yet. What present will my wife give me today? Wink, wink, said Game and Guy. She bought me the blackout shirt, mate. The Liverpool blackout shirt, you know. I ordered it and then told her, hey, Sabrina, thanks for buying me this for my birthday. So that was my birthday present. What else have we got? It was definitely a remember where you were moment. That's putting it lightly, said Stephen Booker. It is, mate. It was one of those moments. I don't know what else to say on that. I mean, let's just move it along with all due respect, because there's nothing we can say that's going to make this situation any better for anybody. News on Matip and Jimmy Milner, they're both extended by 12 months. That was stated by James Pearce, which is fucking brilliant news. Well in. Delighted to hear that. There was a Liverpool Champions League match that evening, if I remember right. I honestly can't remember 18 years back, mate, if there was or wasn't. Yeah, I mean, you know how shocking my memory is. So for me to try and think back all the way back, to think if there was a Champions League game, wow. Good memory, if it is right. Alright, so Connor, we're talking about the FIFA ratings last night actually. Connor sent me a list of all the Liverpool FIFA players rated. So let's start with the Liverpool defender, shall we? So Connor got me the ratings and sent them on to me for FIFA 20. So obviously the highest rated Liverpool defender is Virgil van Dijk at 90. Andy Robertson 85. Trent Alexander-Arnold is at 83. I think he should be higher, but people have told me that they never really increase more than 5. I'm going to take your word for that, people. Joe Matip 82. Joe Gomez is at 80. Degsley Lovren, the self-proclaimed best defender in the world, is at 80 as well. Nathaniel Klein 78. Who else have we got? Sepp Vandenberg 66, obviously very new. That's going to shoot up over the season. Kiana Hoover 62. Adam Lewis 60. Larouci 59. Then you move to the goalkeepers. Alisson Becker at 89. Adrian 76. Andy Lonergan 65. Queeveen Kelleher 59. And Queeveen Kelleher's is going to go up as well, I promise you that. Right, we're moving to the midfielders now. Actually, do you know what, let's have a little chat about the defenders. Anybody unhappy with any of the goalkeepers' scores there or the defenders' scores? I mean, I might as well take this position by position. You getting on the new FIFA 20, mate, said Liam. I don't know. I'm humming and hawing about it, Liam, mate. Sometimes I think, yeah, get on there and play it. And other times I think, do I have the time? How angry will I get? Because I can imagine, I've seen Mark playing, I've seen other people playing FIFA, and they all seem to be very angry. And they're generally kind of chill people, so I only imagine how fucking angry I'd get. Tom Jones reckons Trent's rating is too low. Trent and Robbo should be higher, said Alex Reddo. Trent and Matip should be higher, said Craig Adams. Alisson should be a 90 rated, said Casper. I'm trying to remember this correctly. Is Alisson now rated the same as David De Gea, or have I got that one wrong? And also, while we're on the subject of goalkeepers, did anyone see Ederson's fuck up for Brazil? Made me smile, not going to lie. Defo made me smile that. Because of Ederson's fuck up, Brazil lost 1-0 to Peru. So, no more conversations now. We won't have to listen to that Manchester City nonsense about Ederson for a while. Brian said, FIFA scores, I'll be in the bath with a toaster. It's a bit vicious, Brian. I mean, I'm glad you're having a bath, mate, but I mean, I'd leave the toaster to one side. Gamer Guy said, I'm unhappy with Adrian. I know he's barely played this season, but he's good. Digger True Red said, hats off the Vincent Company for saying the VVD is the best centre-back in the Premiership. Yes, that was very classy of him. And obviously Vincent Company's testimonial was today, and he can't play because he's injured. And look, there is a joke in there to be had, but I'm not going to make that joke because I genuinely have respect for Vincent Kompany as a human being, as a footballer. He had a tremendous career. Shame it was at Manchester City and all, but he was one of the best, an absolute colossus of a centre-back. And people have asked me on Twitter today who I think the best centre-back of the Premier League era has been, and my answer, I think, may have shocked some people. I think Virgil let me caveat what I'm about to say by saying that I think Virgil van Dijk, when his career finishes, will be there amongst the very top of that conversation about being the best centre-back of the Premier League era. But, hand on heart, for me, I think Rio Ferdinand has been the best centre-back of the Premier League era. And I hate myself saying that, and I hate listening to the fucker when he's on television, but I remember going with family members and friends who support Manchester United. They dragged me along to a game many moons ago against Blackburn in the League Cup. I think the reason we went, it was like 79 quid day return or something. So I went over with them to that game, and I just remember I'd always thought Ferdinand was good, but when I seen him in person and seen how he commanded the game, how he glided across the field, and how he was always in the right position, I have to be honest and say, for me, probably Rio Ferdinand. But as I said, Van Dijk, when his career finishes, when he continues to keep playing at the level he is with Liverpool and in those top competitions and winning stuff, not that it should be about winning stuff because it's an individual thing, but I'm just giving my honest opinion. I think Rio Ferdinand was quality. As much as I fucking hate saying it, I think for me he's the best centre-back. You can have conversations with John Terry, who was excellent. Ledley King, when he was fit and available, was excellent as well. Tony Adams, if you want to go back that far, was very good, although probably not as good on the ball as the modern day defenders. Vidic, a lot of people shouted for. I think Vidic actually won the Sky vote, if memory serves me correct. But just when I think of Vidic, I just think of him being destroyed by Fernando Torres every time he came up against them. What have we got here? Stephen Booker said, Ferdinand better than Terry or Sol Campbell. For me, yes. I think Rio Ferdinand, in my opinion, and look, it is just about opinions. For me, I think Ferdinand is probably the best defender that the Premier League has seen so far on a consistent basis, but Van Dijk will get there. I mean, in 3 or 4 years' time, we'll all be just agreeing 100% Van Dijk. Nakla, is it, sorry, I can't pronounce your name, mate. Is it Nalaka? I'm so sorry for getting that wrong. Rio Ferdinand is nowhere near VVD talent-wise. Well, it's a subjective question, I suppose, mate, isn't it? I mean, do you look at it as the 18 months that Van Dijk has been at Liverpool at the highest level? I look at it over longevity, and looking at his Leeds days, looking at his West Ham days, looking at his Manchester United days, Rio Ferdinand was a quality centre-back at a very high level for a very long time. And it's just my opinion. Everyone's opinion will differ on this, and that's, it is an opinion related thing. There is no real, I suppose, subjective facts that we can say this makes him better than him or him or him. There will be statistics and all, but again, the part of the fun of football is that we all look at things a different way. Finn Clavin said, "Sub Burger King, it's a joke, hey Craig." It's Birthday King, not Burger King. It says Birthday King, mate, don't you know? Vidic and Torres said, Yassar, yeah, nightmares every time you see him, mate, absolute nightmares. Yap Stam, another excellent centre back. What else have we got? Thank you, Casey, who said happy birthday. Craig, I think you forgot we already have an elite level centre back in Dejan. Lovren, well, I mean, you're talking about the next best, aren't you? I mean, you put Lovren and Clavan, you can't even argue against them. They are the best defenders in the world of all time in the history of the game. So we just push them to one side, and then we just talk about them mere mortals, like, do you know what I mean? Curtis Dalton said, £80 million Harry Maguire, who was both kicking at fresh air last night and giving away ridiculous penalties for England, is 82 rated along with Mustafi. Or Mustafi's rated higher. Fucking hell. I did see the Maguire rating, actually. I seen somebody put it up on Twitter earlier on. I'm sure that there will be some way that can be manipulated. I mean, Sky will probably go on and go, how dare you? How fucking dare you, FIFA? Don't you know? Don't you know Harry Maguire is the greatest defender? Sir Harold of Maguireness is the greatest defender the world has ever seen. The most expensive defender. Manchester United centre-back Colossus. He should be 99.9. I'm sure that'll happen, but he isn't, so fuck him. Paul Ward's gone 5-0 the weekend. We're playing well and reaching our peak. Clavan over Ferdinand any day, said Bassett. Planning on heading to Anfield anytime soon. Yes, we're going over for the Villa game in April by the looks of it, Michael. That's the first set of tickets we can get our hands on. We were very kindly offered 2 tickets to that one. So yeah, going to be going over on April 11th for that game. John Frusciante, thank you very much, sir. Very kind of you. The Cop Council, Connor, how are you, mate? Said, hey Craig, happy birthday, and I'm looking at this on your throne. Thank you, buddy. I didn't get a chance, Connor, to respond to you on Twitter. I seen you put up a post saying that you hope to work with ourselves, Redmen, and I can't remember the other account that you said, mate. I didn't ignore it. I just was about to set up the stream, so I just wanted to know I wasn't blanking you. What did Crosby have to say? I thought it was Crosby that sent me a message, but oh no, it wasn't. It was Cash. Sorry. Right, let's keep going on anyway with these FIFA ratings. Let's move on to midfield. So Liverpool midfielders. We have the top rated midfielder for the Reds is Fabinho on 85, and I imagine when the next set of increases come around or the next updates come around, that'll probably go up again. Gini Wijnaldum, he's 84. Jordan El Capitan Henderson is rated at 83. Naby Keita 82. James Milner 81. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain's rated at 80. Adam I'm Cruyff Turn Lallana is 79. Herbie Kane 67. Pedro Chivella 66. And Curtis Jones is 61. And I imagine that will fucking move quickly. That young man's career and the trajectory of his career will move on over the next 12 to 18 months. So what do we think? Jordan Henderson at 83, our captain, 83. What do we think of that? Are we happy? Do we think Jordan Henderson should be higher? Fabinho at 85, is that fair? And I'm relying on you guys, I'm relying on you big FIFA players to give me the info on this. And Gini Wijnaldum at 84, I personally think that's a bit too low. For somebody who's doing the type of stuff that he's doing, both for country and club, I think Gini Wijnaldum is still vastly underrated. Love the Brewster confidence, can't wait for him to have game time, said Craig Adams. Nice chair, said John. Thank you very much, mate. It was made from the good folks at Serendipity Furniture. It has the Liverpool crest and my name on the chair as well. So yes, I'm fucking loving it. I'm not gonna lie, mate. I absolutely love this chair. Connor reckons Hendo at 83 is good. Isaac said I don't think Chambo deserves an 80. Interesting. Is that because of injuries, mate, or you just don't think he's that good of a player? Jason X Rasmussen reckons 84. I think that maybe for Henderson. Jack Spade said Gini +2 from last year. 85 too low for Fabinho, and Gini a minimum 85, said Ryan Walsh. Fabinho the same, said Jack. Fabinho if Fabinho hasn't gone up, then that's crazy. I mean, the guy's performance levels have gone up to justify surely an increase. Casper reckons that Gini Wijnaldum should be an 85. What else have we got? Hendo will rate higher when he gets goals this season, said Paul Ward. Willow reckons, or Wendy, I don't know, I'm still in between which one I should call you. Maybe I'll decide when my chocolate biscuits arrive, and I'm fucking holding you to that, Willow, because I can't get them over here. I'm only joking, by the way, I'm really not though. Hendo should be around 85. What was this? Gini should be 87. Fabinho 87 as well. Big man Steve reckons Fabinho 87, Gini 86, or was it Hendo 86? Sorry, chat moved too quick. It's Fran, Gini 85, Fabinho 87. Let's put it this way then. Let's maybe say of Fabinho, who's at 85, Wijnaldum 84, Henderson 83. Which one of them is massively underrated, or do we think they're all there or thereabouts? Brian Morris said Chirvella is still here. I know, baffled, mate, baffled. So who do we think? Hendo 83, Gini 80. I'd say Gini is the most undervalued, if I'm being honest. I would say Gini should go up in 86 maybe. Craig Adams reckons Fabinho 87, Hendo 85. Jack's page and Keita has gone down by 1. That's understandable with the amount of injuries and stuff that he's had. Connor, no problem, mate. As I said, I do apologise for not managing to respond to the tweet, but it was just at the time I was getting ready to start. Connor reckons, our own Connor said Fabinho should be an 86. Jeremiah said realistically 84 is right for Genie. Maybe Fabinho should be an 86. I don't know, man. Gini Wijnaldum is very underrated. Like, he scored 2 goals for Holland in the international break alone. Scored 2 goals for Liverpool in the semi-final of the Champions League. Consistently plays at the highest level. I don't know. For me, I think he should be a little bit higher. Callum said, Craig, look at the PES ratings for 2020. You'll agree more with them. I haven't even had a gawk at them at all, Callum, mate, to be fair. But I will, and thank you for that. What else we got? They're all underrated, but Fabinho hasn't gone up from last year. It's stupid. It's a Bass at 12. What else have we got? Chambo deserves to be an 82 at least, said Isaac. Come on, all Liverpool players are underrated, said John Hamilton. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm trying for us not to have our Liverpool bias on. It's very hard though, isn't it, John? Finn Kavanagh said, I think Fabinho should be an 87. What age have you turned today? You only look 21, mate. I'm 38, believe it or not. God, I feel fucking old saying that. But yeah, I'm 38 years of age today. 38. I'm getting close to 40. Oh, God, that scares the shit out of me. Genie 86. Milner at 80 is disgusting, said Craig Adams. I wonder, is it to do with Milner's age, though? Because level-wise, definitely above an 80. Lee Guy said, sorry, I just got here. What's the topic? And don't say a chocolate bar. I would actually, do you know what? I wouldn't have even thought of saying that. That's how little I rate them. But we're talking about the FIFA ratings at the minute, mate. The Liverpool ratings have come out, and we're talking about the midfielders at the minute. Top 3, Fabinho on 85, Genie at 84, Hendo 83. So we're just having a chat around who we think is overrated or underrated, really. Adam Park said age is just a number. I'm not going to lie though, mate. I'm starting to fucking feel it. I really am starting to feel old. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can do me one favour today, if you are enjoying this stream, please do hit that subscribe button and give the L stream a thumbs up as well. People tuning in go, what is this fucking nonce doing sitting there with a hat on his head, a crown on his head, sitting in a big ass chair? Imagine you were new to the stream when you were just coming in now and this is your first time looking at it. Well, one, you'd be going, geez, Bateson's looking alright, isn't he? But secondly, you'd be going, who does this lad think he is? I hope people understand it's a piss take. The chair isn't. The chair is never going anywhere. That's here forever. Jeremiah said, I'm 19, you're double my age. Do you know what, mate? Honestly, I'd rather be in my 30s than go back to being 19, if that makes any sense. I'd just rather be on the lower end of the 30 age or the 30 bracket. John Cable said, I'm 10 years older than you, Craig, getting close to 50. I'll tell you what really scares me, ladies and gents. My grandfather died at 37 and my father died at 45. So for me, I've always been, age has always scared the shit out of me, like when I'm getting older. Now, to be quite frank, they didn't die of hereditary illnesses or anything. It was the old glug. So one of the reasons I don't drink too much as well, or very rarely drink, to be honest. So yeah, so that's always been on my mind. When your grandfather was 37, your father was 45. Yeah, so when I'm 38 now, a year older than when my grandfather died and 8 years away from when my dad died. Even my mother only lived to, what age was my ma when she died? I think it was 52, maybe, when my ma died, something like that. I'm 49, still act like I'm in my teens, said Lee Guy. The thing about men is, mate, and I don't think we ever grow up in our heads. Do you know what I mean? I think physically we age and we pretend and we have to do our work things and we have to take life seriously and we have to have kids but inside we're all just big kids, aren't we? We're all big children ourselves, men, like, and we act like it from time to time. Usually when we're around other men. I acted around my wife quite a lot because she understands how much of a big fucking child I really am. So, yeah, I think we'll never grow up as men. Never. Diet Chav, said Alex Redo. Cheers to you, pal. It's much tastier now drinking Diet Coke knowing that they follow us on Twitter and that they've seen the video and that they interact with us. I mean, it just tastes a little bit nicer today. Isaac said, to make you feel better, Craig, Steven Gerrard is 39. That doesn't really make me feel any better, mate, because he's managing fucking Glasgow Rangers and is after winning the Champions League during his playing career, and I didn't, so it doesn't really make me feel much better, to be honest. Why is Henderson so underrated? He's a fine player, said Jason X. I don't know. Maybe it's because he had so many seasons playing in his unnatural position, and now that we're starting to see him get more of a forward-looking role, or at least a bit more freedom to go forward, I think you'll probably see him get better, and you'll see his time go up. Ligo said, what's your name, Craig? The Irish fella. My first time here. It's Craig. My name's Craig. Although you didn't say what's your name, Craig, because that'd be a really odd question. I just threw in my own name there as part of the question. It's Craig Lee. I'm 47 on Monday, said Greg Duffy. First time I'm starting to feel old. Well, happy birthday to you firstly, Greg. And just remember, mate, when it's your birthday on Monday, just remember that I'm 9 years younger than you. And that's really important to remember from my point of view, because it makes me feel better in this little moment. But I'm only joking, mate. Look, 47 is still very young in this day and age. Did they send you a free pack yet? Of which, John? Of Coke? No. Kyo's are. The good folks at Kyo's are looking after me. They're sending a little package over, which is really kind of them. And of course, Kyo's followed us on Twitter as well. So 2 massive wins in 2 days. I mean, it's the best birthday presents I could have gotten, is for Kyo's and Dijk Coke to follow the account and interact with us, which was amazing. Ella said, hopefully I'll see you during the airport on Friday. Hopefully. Is it the gin section, Ella? Because I need to know where I'm looking for. Do you know what I mean when I go in there? Yeah, but we should be rocking through there, I reckon, sometime between 10 and half 10, Ella, depending on how long it takes us to get through. What do America call their checks in Dublin again? Borderland security or Homeland Security? You've broken the cycle by not being a big drinker, said Bernadette. Yeah, I mean, I think the last time I had a beer, Bernadette, was about 3 years ago. To make you feel better, you played at a high level as a keeper, said Bassett. There you go. I wasn't going to say that because I knew Connor was expecting me to say that when the Steven Gerrard thing came up. 46 heading for 50, but don't think I'm 46, although my body tells me a few things. My lads tell me I'm a teenager with an adult's body, said Joanne. Good, and keep being that teenager, Joanne, and keep having that fun and keep enjoying life. That's what it's all about. It's okay to be silly from time to time. I mean, this is my release on here to be silly. I have the times downstairs where I have to be a dad and I have to take care of banking stuff and I have to do all the grown up boring shit that none of us like to do, but then I can come on here and act like an asshole and release my inner child. You're not old, mate. George Foreman became heavyweight champion at 45. So what I'm hearing is, Dara, I still have 7 years to become heavyweight champion of the world. I mean, if I'm looking at Andy Ruiz, do you know what I mean? There's hope. Although I don't have Ruiz's skills, there's hope. Loads of stuff, Dara, to talk to you about with regards to boxing, by the way, mate. So much so. Have you seen the MTK fucking golden contract competition that's going to be starting on Sky as well? Tom Jones said, it's okay, Craig, may not have won a Champions League, but you played at a high level when you were younger. There you go. I mean, I don't even have to say it anymore. People are saying it for me now. Why is Wijnaldum so deeper for us, but for Holland he plays further forward? It's a question, Casper, a lot of people have been bringing up over the last few days. I think it's more the system with Jurgen Klopp, and people have much more restricted roles in that they have to be so disciplined. And when you look at the forward line that we have as well, when you've got Salah, when you've got Mane, when you've got Firmino, I think Klopp just loves the fact that he's so versatile. Occasionally we do see him get a bit further forward. I mean, he has popped up with a few goals, so it's a good point, and there's definitely a conversation to be had around it. I'm going to move on in a couple of minutes and go through my Newcastle team prediction and score prediction. I have a preview of the game. But before I do that, we were still one part to go. Let's talk about the forwards. So Liverpool's attacker scores have come out, or their numbers for FIFA 20. And Mohamed Salah leads the way with a score of 90. Sadio Mane next with 88. Bobby Firmino, fucking criminally underrated at 86 as far as I'm concerned. Sheridan Shaqiri at 82. The man with 12 inches is at 78. Ryan Kent, who is no longer a Liverpool player now, is at 73, so it doesn't really make any difference. Ryan Brewster is a 64. And Glatzel is a 60, and unfortunately for Glatzel, he's working his way back from a serious knee injury, but long term, again, another player to keep your eye on. So, right, what do we think? Let's go through a few of these. Salah at 90, Mane at 88, Firmino at 86, Big Cock Divock at 78, and Shaqiri at 82. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll turn that over to you. Give me your thoughts on that. I think Firmino's criminally underrated at 86, personally. Growing up is mandatory, growing old is optional, said Tom Boland. You're still 11 years. You're still the 11-year younger version of Joe Rogan. That I will take, Jeremiah. Joe Rogan, one of my absolute heroes. Salah goes up by 2, said Jack's page. Hendo showed the rest of England up with his work rate, said Craig Adams. Firmino should be 88 and Mane 90, said Jeremiah. Firmino definitely should be higher. I mean, the Sadio Mane thing, I will leave to people that know his score from last year, because I just don't. But at 86 for Bobby Firmino, I think that's nuts. Divock and Brewster should be higher, said Alex Redo. Scotty said, am I better going from the likes of Glasgow to Ireland and Florida because we don't have them American customs? I don't know, because I don't want to give you misinformation, Scotty, because I don't know if... Because I know Irish people are able to clear customs, US customs in Dublin Airport. I'm unaware if that facility is available to non-Irish citizens. I think England has the same ESTA visa waiver program that we have. I just know that when you're in the UK, you can pre-clear customs for America in England, but we can do that in Ireland, which is a massive benefit. I'll tell you why, because in my example, I'm going to be flying from Dublin to Atlanta with Connor on Friday, and then Atlanta into Orlando. So what it means is when we land in Atlanta, we just board our next flight, obviously no problems, to Orlando, and then we walk straight out. No passport control, no checks, no nothing, because all of that will have been done in Dublin Airport before we leave, because there's a Homeland Security floor in Dublin Airport where American security checks are all done before you leave Ireland, which is so handy. We used to go to Manchester and fly with Virgin Atlantic over to Florida, and then we realised about the fact that we could be clearing customs in Ireland, and ever since then we've done it that way. We've gone from Ireland. What else we got? The Mane's gone up by 2, said Jack's page. People voted Origi to be a 99. I mean, that seems entirely fair. Can't believe, what's this? John Bell said, can't believe still Fury got up from that punch from Wilder. I know, it was madness. I mean, the real part about that for me, mate, was the fact that he was robbed of the win, because he won that fight hands down. I know people will come back and say it was a slow count or whatever, but pushing that aside, I need to turn this a little bit. Pushing that aside, he won the fight as far as I'm concerned, and he will, if the rematch goes ahead in February, he'll win that. I think Bobby should be an 88 and Mane and 90, the same as Mo. Tyson Fury's better than Wilder. Absolutely agree with you on that one, Bassett. You're not going to get any argument from me there, pal. Happily Egg said, I can't separate Mane, Salah and Firmino. They all need each other to function so well as a unit. Oh, on that, did you guys see the pictures that came out today of training of Sadio and Mo having a laugh together and having a joke? Again, just to prove there is no bad feeling between the players. They do not dislike each other. It was just one little moment, and yeah, it was all sound. So great to see those pictures come out, and more of that, please, and less of the conversations around people thinking that they don't get on. Christine Nolan said, I think it's only Ireland that you can pre-clear customs. I know it's only in Ireland, Joe, or Christine, excuse me. I'm just not sure if, let's say, for example, an English citizen or a Scottish citizen or a Welsh citizen who have the same ESTA rights as Irish people do, I'm not sure if they could do it at Dublin Airport, as an example. I just don't want to give out wrong information. Stephen Booker said, it's staged for the media, Craig. Oh, you think the laughy, jokey, ha 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 part is? Nah, no, sorry mate, I'm not having that. The fact the club are putting them out, I would believe. I would believe the club are putting them out a little bit to to try and allay these fears. But I genuinely don't think that there is any bad blood there. John Kemp said, if the count was slow, it's Wilder's fault because you have to tell Wilder to stop dancing like a peacock and get to a neutral corner, and then all of a sudden he looks around and fucking Tyson Fury pulls an Undertaker and just goes and gets back up and wins the fucking round. That was what was so amazing about that. Did you hear about Millie in the final of the lactic test? He wins them. He wins them all the time, mate. He's the fittest person at the club, I think, still. Standing Alone said, alright bro, Forest fan, but I love your show anyway. Thank you, mate. And as I've said before, my wife is, I wouldn't quite call her a Forest fan because she's not really into football, but she definitely has an affinity for Nottingham Forest, so you'll get bonus points. And welcome in, great to have you with us. We welcome everybody into the channel, mate. You don't have to be a Liverpool fan, come on, have a chat with us. It's great to see you here. Boris has a new boyfriend, the Backstop Boys. Oh, Dave, you never fail to make me smile, mate. What happened to the bite-sized agenda? There hasn't really been much news to be doing it, and yeah, it's kind of been my fault. I mean, I need to take responsibility on that one, mate. Bite-sized agenda is, do you know what? The fact that we're going to Florida, I've no excuse not to be lashing out bite-sized agendas when we're over there because it only takes a few minutes and it won't take long to upload. So that's probably a good idea, Jack, for when we're away. We'll put out a few, I won't say daily, but at least every second day a bite-sized agenda while we're over there. That's a really good idea, Jack. Thank you. You've kind of bailed me out a little bit there, buddy. Boris needs to hurry up if he wants to take us out of 4, said LFC 8092. Right, look, let's have a little chat around the Newcastle game. So it's time for our Newcastle United, or Liverpool versus Newcastle United preview. As you can see, my score prediction, I've gone for a 3-0 win for the Reds for this one. And I'm going to go through my predicted starting 11. Now, bear with me as I go through this because I'm going to explain it bit by bit. I know we won't all agree. That's always the case. We never will. And I know I probably have gotten this wrong because heaven knows I usually do get the starting 11 wrong. But this is the 11 that I'm guessing with. So Adrian is going to be in goal. I don't think Alisson's going to be back in time, so I think we can all agree that he'll be in goal. The back four, I think, again, picks itself. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Joel Matip, Virgil van Dijk, Andy Robertson. I can't see any change there. The midfield is where I see a little bit of change. And bear with me as I talk through this. So, Fabinho played a very limited amount of minutes for Brazil. Yes, he did have to travel over to America, which is where the two friendlies were, I believe. I don't know, actually, was the second one in Peru? I can't remember if the second one was in Peru. I remember one of them was in America. So Fabinho hasn't played that much football. So I'm starting Fabinho. He's in that 6 role for me. Gini Wijnaldum didn't have too far to travel as well. Played really well for Holland. I'm going to play him in there as well. But I've gone for James Milner instead of Jordan Henderson. Not because I don't rate Jordan Henderson. Because one, Hendo played a lot of minutes for England. And also I think with the Napoli game coming up, I think maybe Kloppo might decide to give Hendo a bit of a rest ahead of that Napoli game coming up on the Tuesday. And that's my thought process behind that. Again, I can absolutely understand what anybody else thinking Henderson should start. No argument. Front three, I got to let you in on a little secret here. I've gone with the front three, the Mane, Salah, Firmino. But part of me did wonder. Part of me wondered if he would rest Bobby Firmino and play Divock Origi for the Newcastle game. Again, with Napoli in mind. It would be a bit of a shock if he did it. And I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, but I'm wondering if we might get a little shock like that where we see maybe Firmino start on the bench, play Divock, see how it goes. Now, I've gone for the front three. I've gone for Salah and Mane have gone nowhere during the international break, so no mileage done there. Bit of R&R for them, lots of work on the training ground. They're going to be sound. I just wonder with Bobby Firmino, I just wonder, will we see Kloppo roll the dice and give Divock a run? Let me know your thoughts. Again, it is just all guesswork. But I've gone for a 3-0 win, as I said, for the Reds. I'm expecting it to be a fairly straightforward exercise. I don't like these early kickoffs. They make me nervous. That's probably what's making me more nervous than anything else about this. Is the atmospheres are never great for 12:30 kickoff. Doesn't matter where you play, they're never great. So yeah, I'm going for a 3-0 win for the Reds. I think an early goal and then a couple in the second half, and hopefully job's a good one. Klopp can make a few changes then, obviously with Tuesday in mind in that trip to Naples. Bassett said I'd pick Oxlade-Chamberlain over Milner. What's this? What's Brian Kelly saying? It's away 0-3. I don't know what you're talking about, mate. You've got me completely confused. Sorry. Yeah, sorry, mate. You've got me knocked for 6 there. Sorry. 1 second. Yeah, it's at Anfield. It definitely isn't away. I was confusing myself there. It's 3-0. You've got it the wrong way around yourself there, mate, not me. Your midfield is too defensive, said Callum. Is it though? I mean, you've just moaned about, well, not you, people have just moaned about why Gini Wijnaldum doesn't get a more forward looking role. Well, therein lies the opportunity for Gini to have that more forward looking role. Jimmy, James Milner, whatever you want to do. He's not very defensive. Think of the crosses he can do. Think of the work he can do on the left hand side. And the cover he can provide for Andy Robertson to allow Robbo to bomb down that left hand side as well. So I don't think it is too defensive, Callum, mate, if I'm being honest. And again, it's just about opinions. But I'd love to know your 11, mate. Feel free to put it in the chat. Malcolm said Firmino and Fabinho back late may be rested. The Newcastle game would be the perfect game for Oxlade-Chamberlain to start, said Shea Trainer. Dave Sweeney said Newcastle 0, Liverpool 7. It's the other way around though. It's 7-0. Salah 2, Mane 1, said Dave. Bassett's gone for, what have we got? Adrian, Trent, VVD, Matip, Robbo, Fabinho, Gini, Chamberlain, Salah, Mane, Firmino, and 4-2 for the Reds. Sorry, trying to catch up on conversations. Youssef, how are you, sir? Welcome. Great to see you in. Ribena Milner can put in a shift, to be fair, said Bassett. Yeah, and the only reason that I'm even suggesting these things, guys, is because of that game against Napoli. And some of these guys have had a lot of international minutes. So, like, James Milner would have been on the training ground for the entire week or the entire 2 weeks with Klopp, Salah, Mane. They would have been there. They haven't gone anywhere. Which is why I'm thinking perhaps Klopp has had time to work with them, explain exactly what he wants, and then he can give Henderson a bit of a breather ahead of the trip to Napoli. Shaqiri to get a game, said Dean Dixon. It absolutely could happen, mate. It really could. Central Red said Shaqiri has to start soon. Lux said I thought the Newcastle game was away too. No, just checked. It's definitely a home. Yeah, Liverpool Newcastle 12:30. Casper said Liverpool 4, Newcastle 0. See what happens when Alisson's not in goal. Brazil concede. And awfully as well, James, mate. Fucking awfully. Did you see the state of him flapping at that? Like, it wasn't great goalkeeping at all. What else we got? Happy birthday, Craig. Thank you very much. Katie could be fit for the Newcastle game, said Shay. I don't know if he will be, mate. And if he is fit, there's no way he's going to start. Even if he's fit for the bench, there's no way he'll come back from timeout like that and start the game. He'll be introduced slowly, 30 minutes here, 15 minutes, that kind of way. Big Man Steve said, I want to see more Shaqiri. You guys know, I'm not Shaqiri's biggest fan. I think he's a good impact sub, but I'm always nervous when he starts games. Tom Jones reckons Bruce will play defensive long ball football, which I think will be clever enough to get around if he does try that. Yeah, I think we figured out ways. We get the ball wide quite a bit now, and I think Manchester City have given us a very good example of how to play well in these tight areas. So, like, a good example of a goal recently was that lovely De Bruyne whipped ball deep to the back post for Raheem Sterling to tap it in. Even in the very smallest of confined spaces, players of the ability like that and some of the ability that we have in our team, we can find those killer passes. We can find that one moment of brilliance. And I think even these days, low block teams or teams that sit back like that, we always seem to find ways of breaking them down. Hey, Yusuf, thank you, sir. I'm not a fan of the first game after the international break. I'm going 2-0, said Curtis Dalton. Boris said, if you want to give Craig a birthday present, please roast me. Nah, sorry mate, you're not getting the attention, because even your name, Boris Johnson, fucking annoys me. Because I have to see enough of that clown on the television. And this is not me having a go at you, because I don't know you from Adam, mate, but I don't need to roast you, mate. It's alright. It's he's doing a good enough fucking job of embarrassing himself anyway. And again, I don't mean you, sir. I mean the actual Boris Johnson. Dean Dixon said, happy birthday, congrats on 38. 2017, don't you know? I'm not 38, mate. Lallana in the 6th, Lone Wolf. Well, Klopp did say it is a possibility, mate, that it could happen this season. And again, it might be in exactly games like this. We spoke about it before, that if Lallana ever does play in the 6th, it probably will be in games where we dictate the football and we dictate possession. So it's a possible shout, mate. Again, another player who will have had time on the training ground. Just no international call up for Adam Lallana. What have we got here? Do you think a fully fit Keita should be in a regular starting 11? For me, and I actually kind of had this conversation the other night, Joseph. I think 10 of the 11 places in our starting 11 are almost nailed down for the big games, regardless of who you're playing. So for me, when Alisson's fit, he plays, and then the back four at the moment is the back four that we're going with now. Trent, Matip, Van Dijk, Robertson. Midfield, Fabinho and Henderson for me, I think, are almost nailed on. And the last place, it's either going to be Genie, it's either going to be Oxlade-Chamberlain, or it's either going to be Keita. And all of them fully fit and firing and ready to go, it makes it very hard. So, yeah, I mean, Keita and Oxlade-Chamberlain can give us a little bit going forward, although so can Genie. We've just literally had the conversation a few minutes ago. But it's a good headache to have. It is a fucking nice headache for Jurgen Klopp to have. And then there's nothing to say that we can't play Fabinho and play the likes of Naby Keita and Genie Wijnaldum, or Naby Keita and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. So, again, Jurgen Klopp has a good selection of options there. Gaming guy said, I forgot to say happy birthday. Mate, don't worry about it. You don't need to say happy birthday to me, mate. Just you being here is good enough, so thank you. Almiron was a steal as well, said LFC 1892. I actually did see quite a bit of Almiron when I was watching the MLS. It's hard to judge a player in that league and see how they'll do in the Premier League, but he does look like a lively player. Happily eggs. I'm not going to read the comment out, mate, but thank you. It made me smile. Boya said, if Newcastle go down, I hope we take Joelinton. Yeah, you could have him, mate, and I'll tell you what, we'll come in and have James Maddison. Does that sound fair, Boya? That sound fair to me? I know you don't want to lose Maddison, mate. Happy birthday from Middlesbrough. Been a true fan since I was 8. Thank you very much, Adam, mate. Really appreciate you coming in. Really appreciate you being here. Dave Sweeney said 1981 was a good year. Birth of the AA King. Right, let's get back to the Newcastle preview. Score predictions. Come on, ladies and gents. I need your thoughts on this one. And give me your starting 11s. Are you on the diet, Chav? Of course, sir. Of course. It's always here beside me. Happy birthday from Zimbabwe. Wow. Thank you, Dave. And love right back at you, buddy. I don't think Almiron is good against big teams, said Bassett. If Maddison goes, I'm going to cry in the corner. I'll bring the tissues, boy. Do you know what I mean? I'll look after you if we buy him. I promise you. I'll make sure you get an extra Klopp hug. Jeremiah said, maybe a bit cynical, but I think Origi should have left a legend after last season. Do you know what? I'm so proud of Divock Origi for doing what he did. And you're right, mate. He could have left, and he probably could have gotten a decent move, because he had a very good end to the season. But I think it speaks volumes for his character that he wants to continue his development under Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool Football Club, and that he signed that deal, and that he's backing himself to keep continuing to be a success, because he had magical big moments last year. Newcastle game, Everton game, Barcelona Champions League final. And when he was called upon in the big moments, he stepped up, and that's all we can ask. So I hope to see more progression from Divock. And I have to say, I'm delighted that he did stay. I really, really am. I was surprised. I thought he might walk, but when I heard he was signing a new deal, he was thoroughly deserved, but I was really happy that he did. We need a KFC midfield of what's this? Fabinho, Oxlade-Chamberlain, and Keita. What else have we got? I don't know how that's a KFC midfield. I think he meant LFC and it changed, because I was getting hungry there thinking about KFC. 6-0. Brian Morrissey's going 6-0 to the Reds. Lone Wolf's going 4-0. Bernadette's going 4-0. Elijah John 5's going 3-0. Charlie Haley's going 4-0 like last year. John Cable 3-0 to the Reds. Boyer reckons Leicester going to beat United. I hope you do, mate. I really do. But remember, Ollie's at the wheel, and they have got the world's most expensive centre-back. Just tell them to run at him and put the ball up in the air, boy, because he loves to kick thin air and give away penalties, so you know how to get a Harry Maguire. Casper's gone for Adrian, Trent, Van Dijk, Matip, Robbo, Shaqiri, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Gini, Mane, Firmino and Salah. Yusuf's gone 4-1 to Liverpool. Willow reckons 2-0, an assist from Trent and Gini and Mane and Firmino to score. Lux has gone 3-1. I'd rather a 2-0 than a 3-1. I'd love the defence to keep another clean sheet, because that will just keep building confidence, and specifically as well for Adrian. Happily Egg said, I want this perfect start to continue. We've improved in every game. Bassett's going 4-2. Brian Kelly, I think, is going 5-0. Bernadette Farrell said, I love Divock for what he's done for us, but I see him more as a super sub. Yeah, and he's still developing. I mean, Divock Origi is about 2 or 3 years away from hitting his prime, so there's a lot to come from Divock. But I agree, at this moment in time, it is a downgrade if you put in Divock instead of Sadio, Salah or Bobby. There's no doubt about that, but what I liked about him last season when he came on was he had a purpose, he had a determination, he had that killer look in his eye, and he was switched on as well for Trent's corner. I mean, let's not forget, that was not an easy finish. I mean, we all rightly talk about Trent's brilliant ingenuity to take that corner, but the finish from Divock as well was sensational. Sock's going 2-0. Craig Adams reckons 4-0. Salah to set up Mane for the first. Adam Whitehead said, do you think Barkley was bad for England? I thought Maddison would have suited that role better. Do you know what? I didn't think he was great at all, mate. And I had somebody try and tell me that the second goal for Kosovo was down to Trent Alexander-Arnold. I was thinking, did you not see Declan Rice give away the fucking ball in midfield? Yeah, I don't know. Mate. It was more of an experimental team, I think, from Gareth Southgate. Maddison, I think England go too defensive at times with their midfielders. I mean, leave Declan Rice in there and then drop Maddison and Henderson in there, or Mason Mount and Henderson, or Mason Mount and Maddison, or I just think sometimes there's no need for that second kind of semi-holding midfielder that Southgate plays. Darren's gone 4-2-3-1. Adrian, Gomez, Matip, VVD, Robbo, Milner, Lallana, Shaqiri, Mane, Origi, Salah and Firmino to come on and save the day with a 2-1 win. Beat Newcastle, and you said eat Napoli, but I think you meant beat Casper. It's going to be a very tough game. That game away in Naples is going to be a difficult game. I mean, I wouldn't be too disappointed to come out there with a point if I'm being honest. We're capable of winning, but Callum reckons 4-1 to the Reds. Adam Whitehead's 39 November, so we'll both be 40 soon. I know we're heading there, Adam. We're getting old, mate. What's the news on FEKIR? Let me just circle back around. So there was 2 different stories came out today, mate. FEKIR came out and spoke, and his former agent came out and spoke. So Nabil Fekir was speaking to L'Equipe, and he said there was an incredible amount of lies told about the situation. Everything that's been told about my family in particular, it hurts them and it hurts me. You want the truth? Even I don't know it, I assure you. I did my medical examination and they decided not to sign me. At one point they wanted me to believe it was the knee. Then it was an excuse, and the medical tests were passed at Clairefontaine. They were very clear. What irritated me was trying to advanced this pseudo-physical problem. It ruled out chances with other clubs that were potentially interested, while there are other players who have experienced the same injury and did not prevent them from returning to a normal trajectory. And then his former agent, which is this is the part of the story I believe, came out and said that Naby Keita has to stop and stop taking people for fools. Everybody knows what happened. The transfer to Liverpool has turned around for two reasons. The first one was his knee, even though the English club's leaders were willing to make an effort on this. And the second is the appearance of a foreign pseudo-representative who asked for negotiations to be resumed from the beginning at the moment of signing. So there you go. Two different sides of that story. For me, as I said, I don't really buy FEKIR's version of events because he can say players have come back from that injury, and he's right. But he's also forgetting to say that the way his knee was rebuilt was the weaker aspect. So there's two ways, my limited understanding of a way an ACL can be redone is there is one that takes a longer time to recuperate from, but you seem to get longer out of it. And there's another one that gets you back quicker, but sometimes doesn't last as long. I think somebody told me before it's the difference between live cells or dead cells or something along those lines with whatever way the operation's done. I'm not a medical expert, I don't know. But it was a very vague and stupid statement for me for FEKIR to come out with. To blame Liverpool not signing him on the reason that other clubs didn't come in and sign him is horseshit. Those other clubs could have done their own medicals and made their own judgment. And if Nabil Fekir was so sure that his fucking knee was sound, then his agent could have said to the other clubs, look, don't mind this, do the medical. Nabil will pass, it's fine. I believe the former agent in this, personally. Specifically where he said Liverpool even tried to make an effort in and around the knee situation, but the other pseudo representative, who we did hear about at the time, it's important to remember that, came in and started fucking up the deal. So there you go. Kev said happy birthday, I sent you a poem on WhatsApp. Do you want me to read it? If you want me to read it. Right, let me get Kev's poem open and do it some justice here. Oh, it's quite long. Whose Dijk Chav is that? I think I know. Its owner is quite happy though. He gives his Dijk Chav a shake and laughs until his belly aches. The Dijk Chav is bald with an agenda that's deep, but he promises to keep after cake and lots of sleep. Sweet ideas come into cheap. He rises from his gentle bed, with thoughts of a flight in his head. He eats Kyos and lots of M&Ms, ready for YouTube's algorithms. Happy birthday, bud. Thank you, Kev. I probably butchered your poem, mate. And now you've got me thinking about M&Ms. And I do have some downstairs, so I'm going to treat myself because it is my birthday and I can be a fat fucker on my birthday. And thank you, Kev, for taking the time to write that, mate. You're a very, very kind man. Right, let's keep going. Will said he agrees with Boyle. Leicester's midfield's criminally underrated. LFC 8092 said Shakespeare-esque. Right, let me see. I think I had a few more bits on my notes that I'm forgetting about. Oh, yes. So, have you seen that UEFA's latest coefficients have come out? Basically, the rankings of clubs in Europe. And Liverpool are ranked 8th in the UEFA coefficient rankings. Now, I should explain this a little bit. The way the coefficient rankings work is they're done over the past 5 seasons and clubs' results in European competition. So people will say, but Liverpool got to the final of the Champions League twice and they got to the Europa League. Yes, but there were seasons where we weren't in Europe and the points you get for the Europa League are worth fuck all, basically. So we're really working off the 2 years there in the Champions League. So here's how UEFA clubs are ranked for 2019-2020. As I said, Liverpool ranked 8th. So the top 6, Real Madrid are ranked number 1 in the UEFA coefficients. Atletico Madrid are ranked number 2. Barcelona number 3. Bayern Munich number 4. Juventus are ranked number 5. And Manchester City are the 6th highest ranked team in the UEFA coefficient. So for those of you that have read this today, let me know your thoughts on it. As I said, it is done over the previous 5 years and the club's results in Europe and stuff. So it's probably no surprise that Real Madrid are up at the top of that. For fuck's sake, they were winning the competition year in, year out there for quite a while. Atletico have been very strong in Europe as well. So then Barca, Juventus, or Barca, Bayern Munich, Juventus and City. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I imagine in the next couple of seasons with Liverpool continuing to be in the Champions League and hopefully doing well in it, we'll keep rising up that number. I mean, we were 11th last year, we've gone up to 8th this year, and I think we'll continue to go up further and further. Who's 7th? I actually don't know. I didn't look. I just stopped at 6. The article that I read only had the top 6. I think it was in the Echo actually. I always try and give credit, and I'm sure it was in the Echo. Gave the top 6 and then just gave Liverpool as 8th, so I don't know who 7th is, and maybe somebody in the chat will know. Craig, will you sing Ollie's at the Wheel? I absolutely will not, mate. No, I will not be singing Ollie's at the Wheel. When he gets the sack, maybe I'll sing it for a laugh then. What do I think of the rumour of the Gillette family buying Derby County? I fucking hope for Derby's sake it doesn't come true. But I don't know, I mean, the video that they made... Gillette. Sorry, I was thinking of Hicks for a second. I got confused. Gillette originally wanted to buy Liverpool on his own but couldn't afford it and had to go in with Hicks. So if he buys Derby County, I don't know. I guess time will tell. Of the two owners, I think he was probably the less cunty of the two of them. If that's the right phrase, and I think it is the right phrase because it's the way I would describe him. So yeah, from what I can gather, he couldn't afford it without Hicks. So if he can afford to buy Derby County, it'll be interesting to see how he runs it. He'll have Wayne Rooney on the coaching staff anyway. LFC 8092 said probably PSG, who are 7th. Again, I don't know, mate. I didn't get the list. John Hamilton has put in the links again to Serendipity Furniture, and thank you very much for that. Loads of people asking about the chair. It was made by Serendipity Furniture. I'm going to try and lean to one side now so you can see the crest and the name, so bear with me. So, can you see it? So you see the Liverpool crest, and it has my surname wrote on there as well. And Serendipity Furniture can do this in any club colours. They can pretty much do whatever you want. They're that damn talented. As I said, they've made a chair for Jesse Lingard. I can't tell you other people they're making chairs for at the minute, except for the Playboy Bunny, who they're happy to talk about. But they have other celebrity clients that they're working with. Not that I'm classing myself as a fucking celebrity here, by the way. Sorry. But yes, this piece of beautiful furniture comes from Serendipity Furniture. And Paul and Beth actually want me to let you all know that they can ship to continental Europe now. So they got a flat fee that they can ship the chairs anywhere in Europe. So that is really good news because at first they thought even coming into Ireland would have been a problem. But after discussing with their transportation company, they've come to the good news that they can deliver the chairs anywhere in Europe. So if you want one, get in touch. The links are there. There's a link in the description below in the stream notes. I call them stream notes just to annoy Connor. But again, thank you so much to Paul and Beth at Serendipity Furniture for this magnificent chair that I will treasure forever. Sincerely. I hope that they buy Derby, said Boy, who obviously doesn't like Derby County. I bet Sabrina is thinking, how the fuck did we get this chair in the bedroom? Yeah. And it ain't going out of the bedroom anytime soon, mate. Because for those of you that don't know, by the way, sorry, I record this all in my bedroom with a green screen behind me. So as I sit here now, I promise you there's a suitcase here. Can you hear me hitting off it? That's the suitcase for Florida. It is that close. It is like 10 inches away from me. There's a television at the end of my bed, my wardrobe, a ring light behind me, my microphone here, a little table, my chair, a webcam, my MacBook Pro's over there. Yeah, I literally take over the bedroom to do these streams. God bless her, she's so understanding. Craig, when you take your crown off, will you have 6 red rings? There's a joke in there about a red ring somewhere, Brian, isn't there? I'm just not going to make it. It's too low hanging fruit even for me to make. Any other little notes that I haven't quite gone through yet? Sadio Mane. Sadio. He's come out and confirmed that he's very happy at Liverpool and described Liverpool fans as the best in the world. Motherfucker's right. What can you say? When you're right, you're right. Speaking to Complex, Sadio said, to be honest, I'm really happy to be part of the club, the family here. We have the best fans in the world, so I'm always so thankful for the support. It's not just great for me too, it gives the whole squad more motivation to perform. It keeps us hungry to get better and better together. I really struggle to describe how happy I am to be here. That is so wonderful to hear from Sadio, and there's a couple of little bits in there that I want to go back over. So he said, it keeps us hungry to get better and better together. Together. Therein, once again, you can see the language used is about a community. It's about a group. It's not about single accolade. It's not about being greedy. It is about everybody wanting to succeed as a club, as a team, as a group. And he said, I really struggle to describe how happy I am to be here. And that is fucking wonderful to hear. I'm so happy that Sadio's is coming out and saying how happy he is at the football club, because let's be honest, we all love having him here. And I still want to keep singing this song now because of Sadio Mane. I'm sure you guys can sing the rest at home on your own. Is Sabrina getting ready for bed today? Craig said, gaming guy. She's in with Lucas, putting Lucas to sleep, and she usually falls asleep in there and then wakes up when I finish the stream and comes back in. Which is why in the long term the aim and the objective is obviously to move to America, as we've said, but as a placeholder for that, we're thinking of building well, what would you call it, like a summer house type studio in the back garden, so we can do the filming out there. But again, this is all a little bit down the line, so fingers crossed when I'm over in Florida. I'm hoping to do a little bit of networking when I'm over there, meeting up with the guys in Tallahassee and Tampa Bay and Jacksonville, and seeing if anybody has any employment for Mr. Holden over there that can get myself and the family into Florida. Because I've never made a secret of it. That is my life ambition, is to move my family to America and settle over there. So if anybody ever wants to help a brother out, hit me up. I fuck all talent, fuck all abilities, but I can talk. So yeah, anybody out there ever wants to help me out, hit me up. You have the email address, anfieldagenda@outlook.com. Right, what else have we got? And by the way, I want to point out, if and when my family and I ever do move over to the States, Anfield Agenda ain't going anywhere. Anfield Agenda is going to be around. It will just be recorded in a different place. It's still going to be there. I've told Connor he has to move as well, if that's the case. So, yeah, there you go. We're fucking massive, said Kev. WFM. Florida is nice, said Chad. Yep, it is. I love it, mate. This is going to be my 6th trip to Florida. First one without the family, obviously, but really looking forward to it. We're heading off on Friday morning. So again, just to remind everybody, this will be the last late night agenda for a while, for probably 9 days or so. But we will be putting out content while we're in Florida. Probably going to do the bite-sized agendas, because as somebody reminded me earlier on, it'd be very easy for me to do over there. And we'll be doing some live content while we're over there as well. Obviously, we'll be meeting up with the guys from the Tallahassee Liverpool Supporters Club, so we'll be doing some interviews with them. I'm going to be recording a podcast, and Connor is as well, with the Tampa Bay guys while we're over there for their podcast, I should say, not one of ours. And we're going to be doing interviews as well with the guys from the Tampa Bay Supporters Club, and all this stuff out there is we'll get as much content as we can. Yeah, we'll be doing a walk around of the house that we're renting while we're over there as well, because we are very fortunate enough that we're renting a 3-bedroom villa with a private pool. So we'll give you guys a kind of fucking Anfield Agenda cribs walk around that as well. When obviously a link into the people that own that. If anybody likes what they see and anybody likes the property, we'll be putting a link into the Facebook page where you'll be able to rent that as well. And any other little bits and pieces that we can do with Liverpool Reds over there, and just to show you guys a bit of Florida, we'll do our best. What else have we got? What time do you arrive in Florida? By the time we get to our property, it'll be about 1 a.m, mate, something like that. It's a long old trek for us over there. Safe flight, said Casper. Thank you, mate. Connor can't enjoy a beer. But yeah, he's too young. Got to be 21 to drink in Florida, and Connor is 20, and he isn't 21 until the month after we return. So shame for Connor, especially because we're meeting up with the guys from the Tallahassee Supporters Club. They've booked a room in a brewery, so they booked a private function room in a brewery, and poor old Connor can't even have a fucking drink. Do you know what I mean? I'll be driving anyway, so I wouldn't be drinking one way or the other. What have we got? I just said make sure they've got Diet Coke on tap, or I will fucking walk out of there. And I'm not even joking. No Diet Coke, no Craig. That's my only thing. People know what a rider is, don't they? I'm presuming people know what a rider is. If you don't know what a rider is, so when a band, a performer, a comedian, whoever it is, goes to a venue, they usually give a list of things that they like in their dressing room, or little things that they like for the gig, and that's called a rider. Mine would be really simple. Just give me fucking crisps and cans of Diet Coke and we're all good to go. I mean, I'd usually say Kyo's, but sometimes they're hard to get. So just Cheetos in America and Diet Coke and we're good to go. Craig, put the hat on upside down. No. No way. The hat's sound. Scotty said, have an enjoyable holiday. It's not a holiday. It is a work trip, don't you know, Scotty? Very important professional work going on. We're also going to be attending the Orlando City New England Revolution game. We've got media passes to that, so thank you very much to Orlando City for giving us media access to that game. So we're looking forward to that. Pepsi Max on tap. You can fuck your Pepsi Max, boy. You can stick it. Pepsi hasn't got a patch on this baby. It's all about the Diet Coke, mate. It's all about the Diet Chav. What was that? Even it said fuck Pepsi Max. Do you know what I mean? And that's straight from the horse's mouth. How is Cash doing? Really good. She's working her backside off as she always does. She's writing articles. I think she's the assistant editor at the Copbite now as well, which I'm really happy for her about. If you guys don't know, the Copbite do some really good stuff. I mean, I've done a podcast with them before. Daniel and the guys over there make great Liverpool content. All written content really, apart from the podcast. And Cash is the assistant editor over there. So again, doing what she loves doing, which is right, and I'm so proud of her because she's an amazingly talented person. Sure, you can find on YouTube does fit like, I don't know what that means, Mighty Red. What's this? Have you and Connor paid for the trip, Craig? Said John Bale. No, we've saved up every penny we've made, mate, on Anfield Agenda. All the super chats, all the advertising revenue, stuff. We've done sponsored stuff as well on Twitter. We've done sponsored posts on Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that. And as I've said, we've never taken a penny wages out of this. So we've saved up all of that money. And that money that we've saved up since the channel has started has allowed us to pay for the flights and stuff like that over to Florida. So yeah, thankfully it's been a self-funded thing through the channel, which is amazing that we're in that position that we've been able to do that. Can I do daily vlogs? Hopefully, Ross, but we will be doing a vlog of the trip. But whether we'll be able to edit it and get stuff up daily, fingers crossed. When does the stream finish? In about 7 or 8 minutes, mate. 7 or 8 minutes. You and Connor deserve it. Thank you, John. As I said, we've never, ever, ever, and will never, hopefully, we can't say ever, ever, because if the channel starts making a shit ton of money, then we probably will take a wage. But the plan's never been to take a wage. The plan, as I said from day one, has been to build a community on here of Reds. And for me, it's been about life experiences. Experiences of coming on here and talking to people. Experiences of getting like little perks like the media passes and things like that. That's what it's been about for me. I don't give a shit about the money aspect of this. It's never been something that bothers me. I'm alright in life. I've enough to keep the lights on in my house. I've enough to pay the rent. I've enough to put food on the fucking table for the kids and the wife, and that's it. Like, I mean, anything else is just a bonus. What's Connor's skin like in the sun? Though he'll burn like a motherfucker, Kev. He is the whitest white man that you'll ever see. So Connor's defo a factor 30 to factor 50 dude, whereas I'm going around full on factor 8 tannin oil. Not a single fuck even shiny head burning in the sun, Kev. What's the real reason we never signed FEKIR? Was it the knee or something else? It was both a mix of the knee, mate, and a mix of another agent fucking things up and kind of trying to renegotiate when things are already agreed. That's what it seems to be. That's what his former agent came out and said anyway. FEKIR has given it the whole spiel about, I don't know what was wrong, my knee was sound, everything was grand. But the former agent came out and kind of gave what I believe to be the truth. Thank you very much, Pat. Really kind of you, mate. Happy birthday and hope you've an enjoyable trip. Thank you so much, Pat, and thank you for you know what else as well, Pat. I'm not going to say, mate, but thank you very much. Craig, if you're ever raising money for charity, give me a shout. I'm into all that charity work. We will do as we did before when my wife every year does the Dublin Ladies Mini Marathon. And that's the only really charity stream that we do make. I do money to help my wife raise money. The last couple of years she's been doing it for Cystic Fibrosis Ireland and Team Mason, so I'm not sure if this year she's going to be doing it for autism or staying with Team Mason or whatever, but they're usually the only kind of charity streams that we've done so far. And you guys knocked it out of the park as well for that one. I think she raised, I can't remember, but it was over 500 anyway. She raised an awful lot thanks to you guys on that one. And again, thank you to Rabadam earlier on. Thank you to Blue for the super chat. Really appreciate those. Jack's Page said, I love this club, mate. I love this channel. And I mean that from the point of view of being able to talk to you guys. Yeah, mad little things, like so many little wonderful moments I'm never going to forget. And like the Barcelona game, I don't know if anything will ever top that for me on here. I don't care if we get 500,000 subscribers. That moment in that Barca game when we were all celebrating like lunatics, that'll stay with me for as long as I live. Being able to watch the final with Dave, with Brian, with Connor in my house and see Liverpool lifting the European Cup after beating Spurs. Again, amazing stuff I'll never ever forget. Origi versus Everton, yeah, that celebration, mate. That the only celebration or the only thing that's ever been demonetized on the entire channel was that celebration for the Origi goal against Everton, because as much as I swear, I think I swore too many times in too short a period of time for YouTube's liking, and they demonetized that one. Salah versus Spurs at Anfield. There's just been so many over the years, so many moments, mate, that we've and there'll be so many more, because this motherfucker's only starting, ladies and gents. We're going to do this together. We're going to keep building this community, and we're going to bring more Reds in, and we're going to enjoy more times together. We're going to have more fun together, and we can't do it without you. We can't do it without your support, and you've been with us from day one, and we've been lucky to be adding new people along the way. So as I always say, on behalf of Connor and myself, we're infinitely grateful for everything that you guys have done for us and continue to do for us. We love you all, and this channel wouldn't exist without you. So keep showing us that support, hopefully, guys, as we move forward, and fingers crossed, you never know where we'll all end up. Have I seen the I'm Liverpool 2018-19 video on YouTube? Yes, from Elmo. Amazing, absolutely amazing. The guy is just ridiculously talented. Happy late birthday. Thank you very much. Only 47 minutes left and then my birthday's over, so I can take the hat off then. What else we got? Lone Wolf says, yeah, you need the trip, you'll never walk alone because we're fucking massive. Thank you very much. No, we're not sure yet, Media Centre Man, exactly when Alisson is back. I did say earlier on, what's his name? John Achterberg came out and said that he's been working with Dave Ridlings in the gym to improve his strength and to try and get his fitness levels up. He's been doing a little bit out on the pitch, some catching, some footwork and some passing drills, but it's been slow, steady progress. But as of yet, mate, no, there's no date as to when he'll be back, or no definitive time of when he'll be back. Shay said, over the past couple of years, Liverpool have had some unbelievable games for us. We couldn't have asked to start the channel at a better time, mate. It's been mental. As somebody showed me before, like in the Arsenal game last year, which was around December time, I think, something like that, we had 6,000 subscribers. And from then till now, we've gained like 16,000. It's mental. I can't believe it. Right, look, ladies and gents, I think it's time to call it a night, and I, as I said, won't be here tomorrow, and we're heading off to Florida on Friday. So look, I've said this many times, but now more than ever, it probably means more. Don't forget to hit that notifications bell. Don't forget to turn them on, particularly when we're in Florida, because with time zones being fucked up, with maybe little opportune moments, we could go live at any time. So make sure you've got notifications turned on. If you haven't subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button. Give the channel a thumbs up for the stream as well. Again, don't forget, if you want to check out the chairs from Serendipity Furniture, there's a link in the description below. Same for Football Index. If you want to sign up and help out the channel that way, there's a link to sign up below for Football Index. Ladies and gents, I don't know what else to say. Thank you so much for the kind moments. Thank you for everything. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Love to you all. And we shall talk to you from Florida probably the next time you see us. Take care. Up the motherfucking Reds.